Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to day one of my May 2026 All Clubs Create series. So today we're going to be playing with the stencil of the month, and this one is called Dots of Summer, and as you can see it is a bunch of polka dots. So let's get started. Now I don't know if I'm going to use all 5. I'm kind of thinking about it. So before I start my ink blending, let me get my card base on my stamp wheel. And I'm going to be stenciling directly onto the card base, okay friends? And I'm going to be using red and white and maybe some of this Delicata champagne. It's been in my stash for a while, so I'm not sure how well it will show up, but it couldn't hurt to give it a try. So let's get started with my lumberjack plaid and start ink blending. Now, when I was thinking about, okay, what am I going to use as a focal point on my card for my stencil filled with polka dots, I looked straight away at the exclusive die of the month that you get with the All Clubs Create. And so I went ahead and die cut and assembled the pieces from that die set because I didn't want to take too much of your time. And I might just use that later on in this series, and maybe I'll kind of go through the whole assembly process with you on that one. But today was a super busy day, friends. I'm still getting ready. I'm helping my daughter build some backdrops for her little balloon business she has started. She is doing like those balloon decorations for parties, like the really big ones. And so, oh, that's pretty. And so I'm working on some backdrops for her, well, my husband and I. And so we've been busy getting those together because she needed one of the backdrops ready this week. Okay, next let's go in with some prize ribbon. And I am holding the stencil down because I'm using the full A2 size card base. It's not really sticking on my sticky mat here. And I am so sorry for any noise in the background. Like I said, it was a busy day today. So I am really just putting this together last minute. So I'm, like I was saying, putting things together last minute. I got interrupted right now with my 3-year-old grandchild saying goodbye because I watched him today. But yeah, busy day. And you know, I realized, oh my goodness, I haven't done my video for day 1 of my series for May. So I wanted to kind of make it quick and easy. Putting together those dies from the exclusive die set was pretty easy. But like I said, I did those off camera. Oh, look how pretty that looks. And directly on the card base. So I'm not going to have to cut anything or attach a layer here of anything. I'm going to grab one of my Spellbinders blending brushes here. See if I can get some of this. What is it called? It is champagne pigment ink. And we'll just see if it shows up at all. And I don't know that it will in the way that I had hoped. So let me take a little glance. Oh, it's showing up a little bit. So I'll go ahead and continue getting this blended on here. And these little ink cubes, I have a couple of the Delicata ones in different shades of, like I think I have a rose gold and a copper and a shimmery black, and then this one that's champagne. And I've had them in my stash for quite a bit, so, oh goodness, but this is smearing that red. Okay, I have to be real careful. So if I'm going over an area that is overlapping another one of the dots, the pigment ink will kind of pick up some of that distress ink and smudge it. But I'm going to be okay with that. I'm just going to have to be okay with that. Okay, let's take a peek. That's not terrible. I don't know if you can tell real well on there, but let me bring it up closer. Kind of see it a little bit. A little bit. So next, let me grab stencil number 4, and I found some of this Stickles glitter gel in my stash. Now I know I said quick and easy, and this is going to take some time to dry, but since I have my die cut piece all assembled, I figured I could go ahead and try and do this because it has like these stars in the mix, and so I thought that would be good to have on my card base because of the die cut pieces that I'm using, or the assembled die cut image. I'm just using, these are like kitchen spatulas that I got on Amazon. I'll link to these. I got a whole set of them, which of course my grandkids love playing with, but they do the trick, especially when I'm getting into tiny little jars like this one that I've had probably for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years at the very least. Make that work. Then I cover this with some press and seal and close it up. All right, I'm gonna have to clean this real quickly, but while I clean that up, it's not great, it's not terrible. This is just some old stuff I had in my stash, so I wanted to at least make it work. See, that's okay. So I'm going to set that aside to dry and wash up all my goodies, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, friends. I went and washed off my tools, my stencils, and I'm going to let this dry for about a minute because I have no patience. So let me set that off aside. In the meantime, I'm going to show you, here's the papers I used. So I used Spellbinders Color Wheel cardstock to die cut all my pieces. And that was using this die set. This is the exclusive die set if you get the All Crates Club. So I used this, and I really just copied this. Made it really easy for me. So for my gold, this is some vinyl that I attached to cardstock. This is vinyl for my Cricut. I've been using these scraps because I made some names for my daughter's birthday to put on the backdrop of her party decor, and so there's some leftover scraps, and I've been using these for my gold lately. And then for my red, I used pomegranate. For my dark blue, I used indigo. I used some classic white. I used peridot for some of my greenery, and I'm sorry, rainforest. Rainforest for some of my greenery, and peridot for the rest of my greenery. Then I also used windy as one of my flowers. I used beeswax for the centers of my flowers. And this is what I came up with, guys. So I put everything together off camera, obviously. I did add some stars here. So with the stars that were cut out of the firecracker, the flag, and the hat, I added them here. You can't see the tiny ones because I covered them with the leaves, but that's okay. So my plan is to add this here. Now I'm not sure if I want to add a sentiment. I kind of like it without the sentiment. I mean, that is kind of cute, right? And it has the stars in the background. Well, let's see what I decide. I did add some of these 1mm smaller foam squares from Spellbinders. And I'll be sure to link to everything that's still available in the description box. And that way, in case you'd like to take a peek. Unfortunately, this die set is only available if you get the All Crates Club. So I really think you get a bang for your buck getting the All Crates Club, because you get, of course, all the clubs. Plus you get this exclusive die set, and you get a bonus item, which is an embossing folder this month. You also get the sampler pack of the color wheel cardstock. So I really do think it's a good value for your money. But that's what I've been doing anyway. Now, I do plan on doing this again in June, but we'll see, because, you know, the best laid plans. Now, this hasn't dried completely, but I'm just going to have to be okay with it. And center this on my card panel. You know what? I'm going to add some washi tape to hold that closed. Because of the moisture in that paste that I added, it's kind of popping up. There we go. Okay. So now let's see if I can get this where I want it. Yes, I can. And you'll see it looks just like the packaging. Except I did add these stars on the band of the hat. But I think it turned out really cute. And oh, the background, the blue, white, and that champagne. Oh, can you see the champagne? It's really light. You can see it better in person. But I'm also glad I added this gel with the stars in it. I might smoosh it down with my fingers a little bit though while it's still wet, just to get those stars to lay flat. And then, you know, I don't think I'm gonna add a sentiment. I think I'm gonna just leave it as is, right? What do you think, friends? Maybe I'm gonna grab this it's a jelly roll pen, but it's like a sparkle, a stardust. So let me add a little stardust to the flowers, just to add a little more sparkle, because, you know, doesn't Independence Day deserve all the sparkly? Add it to these blue stars. I could have just used, I have the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens or shimmer pens. I should have pulled those out, but you know what? I have this at the ready from another video that I just recorded. Alrighty friends, so there is my card for day 1 of my May 2026 All Clubs Crate series using the Spellbinders All Clubs Crate goodies. And this was the stencil of the month and the exclusive die of the month that you get with the All Clubs Crate. Stay tuned for tomorrow and let's see what I play with tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have some more time during the day. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye!
Reflecting in your deep blue eyes, the day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself, and I see you shine in every color, resting your head in my arms. You sing la 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 la. My God, I think I might be in love. Get rid of all your sorrow.